All right, so Lights Out by Navessa Allen. I will preface this by saying that I don't read a lot of dark romance. I don't consider myself a dark romance girly. I have probably read like 1.5 books in the genre, and not to like badmouth the genre because, it's just if it's for you, if it's for you, and if it's not for you, it's not for you. And I don't necessarily think that it is for me. But somehow I stumbled upon this book, which I mean, I've seen some reviews where people say it's not like a proper dark romance. It's a little bit more like a comedy, like a little bit more comedy than like other dark romances. But whatever it is, however you categorize it, I loved it. But I have to say, it really was the audiobook that sells it. Anytime I see anybody commenting or talking about this book, I'm like, if you physically read it, great. Please go listen to the audiobook because Jacob Morgan makes it so fun. Like, I liked his narration so much that I actually went and looked up other books that he narrated because I was just, because I've listened to a lot of audiobooks and just nobody has sold a character more to me than he did. So I went and looked up a couple of others that he narrated. But like I said, I'm not that much of a dark romance girly. So the book that I found and started listening to might have been Priest, but like I didn't finish it, but it was mostly just because like I was there for like the Jacob Morgan personality, but since the priest is about a priest, he's a little bit more upstanding member of society, allegedly. So like he has to, have a little bit more of like a seriousness to him, which came through the audio. So like I didn't finish it because it just wasn't hitting as much as like Josh from Lights Out was hitting. But there was one scene in that book when like he's like, Poppy, did you come here without... Y'all already know that shit was really funny. I don't think it was meant to be funny, but I thought it was hilarious. And now I am not that familiar, I guess, with like CNC or like consensual and non-consent. The one other dark romance book I read all the way through, and again, I'm not here to like bash on books or authors, but there was definitely a few scenes in there that I just was feeling like a little bit uncomfortable with. But this I feel like was like it was like very well, because he pretty much was like, she keeps being like, no, don't be hiding out of my house or whatever, but he's like, if she calls the police, she's serious. And if she calls the police, then I'm going to back off. And so even though she's like, no, don't do it. He's like, she didn't call the police. So it's like, did she really, So it was like enough. Like, she didn't say, yes, please, do this to me. But like, she also didn't call the police. And that's what he was waiting for. So it was like, just enough for me that I was like, okay, that's cool. We can get on board with this. And this book definitely did make me laugh, which I always enjoy if a book can make me crack up. And obviously, like, Fred the cat was like a big part of this, which is crazy if you think about it, because all the cat does is yowl or whatever. And gosh, now I'm thinking about a time when, when Josh shows up and he has like the voice synthesizer thing. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know if Jacob Morgan himself used a voice synthesizer, but like the voice that was him using the voice synthesizer, I don't even remember what he said. But whatever he said it with the voice synthesizer. I literally had to pause the book and I just had to like sit with my feelings so much. I was like, why was that so like, I don't know, but it was just a good time. It was really just a good time. I don't know if there's like, if this is common in this genre, if there's more books like this, if there are people, everybody, please recommend them to me, because it really was so much fun. I love that even though Josh was like, super, like, he was like the strong, masculine, overprotective guy, but he was also like a dork. So you were getting like the best of both worlds. He wasn't like that dark, shadowy guy that you get in most books that's like the villain, but he's actually not a villain and stuff. He was like, he was a little complex, but like in the best way. Also, the fact that his name was Josh was like so funny to me. I was like, what do you mean his name is not Zane or Xander or Xanax or something? Josh? Oh, and also, I saw some reviews where people were talking about it like, oh, it's going to be so dated with all like the TikTok references, but I actually love that because it is so relevant to like the trends in TikTok right now, especially when TikTok was about to disappear. I was like, we're all going to have this book and it's going to be like a monument to this little section of TikTok and the things they used to say and the jokes they used to make. We're all going to remember it and enjoy it forever. And yes, of course, that is Fred in a scream mask. What did you expect? Duh.